What's up, everybody? It is the end of week 10-ish. We're recording on Sunday this week because Monday was a little busy. We have some more games going on, but some things have been decided, and we're going to be getting into it. First things first, welcome our current champion. You love him, you hate him, Victor. How you doing, bud?
Doing pretty good, guys.
Thanks for coming on. Pleasure to have you.
Yeah. Big news out. I think you've only been congratulated in the chat. So, like, it hasn't been said what you're being congratulated for people that aren't actually following. So, do you want to make your little announcement to the to the league?
Yeah, of course. I'm actually having a boy. We found out a couple months ago, but we just wanted to make sure everything was solid and ready to go before we let out the news.
Congratulations, sir.
That's awesome.
Thank you, thank you.
We're all very excited.
That's great. And truly, I actually just joined a league of sloshes because someone dropped out because they had a kid. And I thought about that, seeing the announcement, like, oh, will he be able to balance this? And I thought, no, I'm pretty sure he can manage the effort that he's putting in right now. Keep that pretty plateaued. Because it's working.
This is the first year I have 3 teams, which is really kicking my ass too.
Yeah.
Damn, you're in 3 leagues this year. Wow.
Yeah. And you're still number 1 in this one. As of now.
Motherfucker.
Do you have a secret? What's your thought process?
How
do you go
do
through creating this championship team?
I just kind of go with the flow. I don't try and look at stats that much. Pick who I want. Baker Mayfield always.
Dude,
4th year in a row drafting him.
could have kept him. Why do that?
So the strategy is draft Baker Mayfield and fuck it, we ball.
Yeah. Just
It's the only way to go.
3rd round pick. Chuba Hubbard. Just always want to bring that
Massive
one
mistake. Massive mistake. Just putting that out there.
And you know what? I think every single person except you knew that at the time.
Oh, yeah. Well, I was thinking of last year. I had him last year. I'm like, I didn't really look into it that much. I'm like, you know what? Last year I had a pretty good running back team. He was doing pretty good. Fuck it, I'm just gonna pick him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a disappointment.
Well,
It's
you're
crazy.
still
It's-
7-2 right now, so
True.
I feel like it's just karma saying like this man is enjoying his craft. He deserves. This is what we look for. He's enjoying the game. He should win.
he is the chaotic good of our league.
Yeah.
I basically have the same team in all 3 of my leagues somehow, and I'm in first in all 3 of my leagues, which is just mind-boggling. So
Yeah,
I think it's just a
somehow
super
he
lucky
managed to
year.
get his guys. Dude, I'm first place. The only league where I'm kicking ass in is the one league that I auto drafted in, and it pisses me off so much. Oh, God. It's really funny because the top of the Twee division is you and Andrew, and it's the 2 opposite ends of the spectrum. Andrew made 3 trades during the draft that we had to write down and keep track of. And, and he's still going. I'm sure he's pulling a bunch of strings, and by the trade deadline, we're gonna have 3 trades go that he managed to get off to make sure he keeps his place. But it's fun. Every year, it's a roller coaster of man, fuck this Vic guy, and then it's oh man, you almost want to root for him. And I'm no, he doesn't deserve it.
Hey, you guys can root for me. It's okay. I'm trying out here.
No, you're not.
Well, I had to pay way more attention now after that player that just fucking did not start after I thought he was going to go. And then Josh texted me a couple days ago, goes, hey, you have a goose egg. I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah.
I have a goose egg? No fucking idea.
Yeah, Jalen Warren. That one.
Yeah, that screwed me.
That was a rough one. But oh, it's been fun. And on that note, I'll get on the goose eggs. We haven't had a goose egg this week. There are a couple close ones, no goose eggs. For those that have been following the show, you may have recognized that a few weeks ago I said I would order Tyler that Bo Nix jersey I owe him, and if I hadn't, I would have to take a shotgun. I didn't order it last week. Took a shotgun, and admittedly, I was really gonna order it this week. I'm not getting it. We're going on DHgate. We're doing our research. I find a good shop. And I'm doing this today, thinking like I can make it. Turns out the shop wasn't accepting orders until December. So moral of the story, haven't ordered it this week, which really fucking sucks because per Tyler's punishment, I have to double the shotguns. So I owe 2 shotguns right now. And
We can do the shots.
No. Funnily enough, I'll take 2 shotguns over the shots.
That was pretty brutal, I'm not gonna lie.
I hate it. I have 2 beers.
Josh, I think we have to go back and listen to my exact wording because in case you don't order it by next week, my exact wording may dictate whether it's 3 or 4, and then whether the following week would be 4 or 8.
It's not actually double. Next week is 3.
I don't know. Are we sure about that?
Either way, I am ordering it by next week, 100%.
Okay.
Because it's crazy how many punishments have come purely by me making promises on this podcast.
Yeah, you really
Like,
gotta
for-
stop that.
I promised I'd hang an Ethernet cable. I made a bet with Tyler. I've lost everything. I'm gonna get this out of the way though.
All right, here we go.
So, yeah, Tyler, feel free. You guys, Tyler, while I'm going with this, you want to tell us how'd work go today? Because we were having our meeting, our co-commissioner meeting before this, and Tyler had some work issues he had to deal with. I'm curious to hear.
So, just for the record, I didn't actually work today, but as general manager of Kurasushi USA Cherry Hill, I'm responsible for everything that happens in the building, and apparently the CO2 alarm started blinking. Now the sound wasn't going off, so it wasn't deadly, but they were very alerted that the rapidly rising levels of CO2 in the restaurant could have potentially been dangerous.
The sound wasn't even going off? Like it
No,
wasn't...
just the light was flashing.
Isn't that just usually low battery?
It
A
was
lot of
not
the
low
time,
battery.
yeah.
There was an increased level of CO2 in the
Okay.
building for some reason. But yeah, they called me about 4 times in the span of 20 minutes, even though I kept repeatedly telling them that I was going to come in and that it really wasn't that dangerous. And they just needed to leave me alone on my day off. But they don't like to do that. So,
Yeah. All right.
all right,
Oh.
shotgun number 1. Here we go. Excellent form. Gets the can up to 90 degrees and continues to rotate to the back of the head. All right, I expect to see can over the head. Just a little bit of foam coming out there. Not bad at all, though. Very
Little bit of foam, and it
respectable.
went
Down the
directly
shirt.
down the back of my neck. That was lovely.
It's all right.
All right.
Josh, I'm enjoying this shotgun, but not as much as your last one. I'm not sure if you saw my my comment about your shotgun, but just you really putting on like this was supposed to be on Instagram. Yeah. I just worked out and I showered and I'm like making dinner. I'm such like a responsible man, adult, and I'm gonna shotgun this beer. Like, put that on your Tinder profile, please.
Yeah. No,
Or
dude,
Hinge,
the
whatever
is
you
now.
use. Or Field.
Yeah. Or what?
Field. Didn't Jared tell you about Field?
No. What is Field?
He first sure told you about it. It's the dating app that's like exclusively for sex. Even more so than like Tinder and Hinge. It's like for people
Wow.
who want to have like really kinky sex.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Hey,
That's
girl.
what I said. All right, shotgun number 2. You ready?
All right.
All
I
right.
think so. I feel
You
like
got
we're
it.
like
Down the
here.
hatch.
Let's go down the hatch. All right.
Come on. Longer you wait. There we go. All right. Once again, gets it up. All right. Seems to be going a little bit slower this time, but that would be totally as expected. Still making excellent time all in all. Ooh. I feel like less that time. There was a little bit less. 2 very acceptable shotguns. I'd give them probably both about, honestly, A minuses, maybe B pluses, but better than I can do. That's for sure.
I'm very happy with my shotgunning ability at my advanced age.
I mean,
Not saying it's great.
You're in your prime.
I'm at, well, my
I
prime.
don't think I was ever in my prime with shotgunning. I'd say I'm as good at shotgunning now as I was in college, but I wasn't very good then, so the bar isn't super high.
I remember. Was I there for your first shotgun? Like in the showers of your dorm?
I don't think so. I think my first shotgun was at a like one of my frat bid day things, but I could be wrong. I don't quite remember. Freshman year is a blur.
Mm.
Jordan can weigh in on that if he's watching. He might have some recollection.
Comment below.
Comment below. When was your first
Tyler
shotgun?
shotgun. But yep, 2 easy work. I don't even need to order the jersey. 3 next week, easy.
I can't wait for about 10 minutes when those 2 beers like really start kicking in and Josh just starts getting a little silly with it, you know?
I'm debating. I have my jar tequila if I want to have a little tequila seltzer. But
I think you should just get another beer. Just keep going, bro. By the way, this week I am drinking beer. Voodoo Ranger, GC Haze IPA. Ever since Josh called me out,
stuff.
I'm trying to make a commitment to actually drinking on the podcast. So here we go.
Yeah.
I do like the Voodoo Ranger teas.
They
I don't know
make
if you guys have had
teas.
those.
No.
I've
The
had
teas
those.
are very good.
Yeah, I've had those.
Strong as hell, though.
All right, time to get into football. Which, first things first, Drake, Timothy Chalamet.
Patriots.
Dude, Patriots keep going. What a time to be alive. What a time to not be a Bills fan.
Back to the way things
Jordan.
should be, you know? Patriots on top of the AFC East. Bills doing the things that Bills do.
Bills losing to the Dolphins. Patriots, the Patriots
embarrassing.
rookies showing up. Kyle Williams with a 72-yard touchdown, longest play they've had all year. And Travion Henderson, 2 touchdowns, 2 long touchdowns.
Travion Henderson's looking
great.
good. Stephon Diggs looking real good. Little toe tap.
Oh my god. Oh, loved it. Love it. But that's same every week. I just wanted to throw in Davis Mills was the quarterback 1 at least through the 1 o'clock window in fantasy points, and I find that insane. I am out of fab, so please, guys, can you let me have a quarterback? I'm just gonna keep trying to get a quarterback because Justin Fields I don't think is long for this world, and Jacoby Brissett.
Did the Jets play 2 quarterbacks, or did Fields actually just only attempt 11 passes for the game?
He only attempted 11 passes. The Jets had 2 special teams touchdowns. They had a punt return and a kick return. It was bad.
I mean, Josh, you have 2 quarterbacks. You have Marcus Mariota and Jacoby Brissett.
Yeah. Jacoby Brissett. Oh, yeah, actually, they put Kyler Murray on IR, which, actually, I want to discuss this quick. Can we talk? So, Kyler Murray gets injured and then is sitting as a backup, but dressed in case he has to go in the game. Jacoby Brissett plays. We call it did he just get shadow benched? Jacoby Brissett plays well, and they just throw Kyler Murray on IR. that's just benching at this point, right? Like they were ready to have him play.
I don't know.
I
I
think
think you're
I've had
speculating
him
a
in
little
one of my
bit.
other leagues, and yeah, like he's been bouncing like in and out. It's really fucking weird because it's really hard to like decide if you want to play him or not.
Dude,
So
I've
just
had yeah.
I don't know. I'm in like with you. It's a weird situation. You kind of just think like, yeah, benched him. I don't know.
Yeah, I've had him as a keeper since our first draft. I drafted him and I've kept him and I've kept him, but
You
I traded
named
him
your
away.
team after him in a
I
way.
named my team after that him. I'm working through a rebrand because I wanted Cam Scatabo to become my basement gremlin and then he died. So
You can keep him still.
I'm not keeping Kim. His leg blew up. I'm not keeping the running back whose knee got gone. But so, yeah, look forward to the rebrand. It'll be coming before the end of the year. Maybe I'll do a playoff rebrand. But unfortunately, I rebranded a different team. Harold Fannin is of course my man, my favorite lad. I rebranded a different one of my teams with Harold Fannin to the Purple Crayon Eaters with a picture of Harold and the Purple Crayon, but it's the live action, which is Zach Levi, just kind of looking dumb with a purple crayon.
There's a live action Harold in the Purple
Yeah,
Crayon.
I learned this when I was looking for pictures. They made a live action Harold and the Purple Crayon. But yeah, so get ready, hoping that can give me a push like the Wu County Polar Bears got. Who, yeah, currently facing you down, Victor. It's a 50-50 right now. You're the
Still
two,
very, very close.
yeah, the two division leaders between Victor and him and Slosh. Which I think at this point, you two are most likely going to be in the playoffs, but that second seed in both divisions is very much up for grabs. And I'm super interested in how that's going to play out. Because Jordan is looking like he's going to win, which puts me one game behind him. But Tyler is keeping up with Andrew. I'm excited.
Kind of.
And a reminder to everyone, because I was talking to Tyler about this, that playoff seeding is not what it says in Sleeper. Our league's playoff seeding is the top two of each division. We don't have like the wild card. It currently has the Drunken Dragons in the playoffs, and they are not actually in the playoffs. It is
bullshit.
I literally.
It's in the league rules. I still think it's bullshit because it affects me negatively, but it is clearly stated in the rule book. That I do not debate.
Yes, very clear. But yeah.
Also, just a fun fact to throw this out there for absolutely no reason at all. In Spanish, Harold in the Purple Crayon is Harold in the Magic Pencil. Assuming that is what Lapis Magico means.
Yeah, that's right. Huh. Well, now that's cool.
Sorry, I was looking up the live action Harold in the Purple Crayon.
Dude, it's worth looking at the picture of it. It's not worth looking. I'm sure it's not worth watching because I just can't imagine that being so.
Someone's being judgmental.
Yeah. Speaking of which, do y'all know I Think You Should Leave, like the Tim Robinson sketch show?
Yes.
Are you fans, Victor? I feel like you're a big fan of I Think You Should Leave. You're a man of class.
I like it.
Yeah. So Tim Robinson recently came out with a movie called Friendship with Paul Rudd. And
I think I saw trailers or something about it recently.
Yeah, you probably saw a trailer or something. It came out recently. I finally watched it. And let me tell you, I went in thinking like, I'm going to laugh and this is going to be fun. Dude, it is funny. You're going to laugh. It's also unsettling throughout. The amount of cringe humor
Ooh.
That you are laughing, but you also are sitting there like, I don't think I can watch this anymore. Like I feel unsettled. I have no idea what's going to happen. I just wanted to laugh at Paul Rudd and Tim Robinson. Was wild. That being said, I recommend it. I'm glad I watched it. The point of art is to evoke emotion, and my emotion was evoked, whether I wanted it to be or not. So that's my little plug.
Tires. I don't know if you guys seen Tires.
I haven't watched Tires yet.
Also pretty good. Shane Gillis, his show. Very good show. I do recommend it. It's funny. It's got some cringy stuff, but nothing like what you just said. So
yeah, no, it's
good to know. Good to know.
But yeah, I recommend it just so someone can share in what I've gone through. So football.
So football.
Back
20 minutes into the podcast, we've talked about 5 minutes of football.
You know what? We have Victor on the show.
It always happens.
People haven't interacted with Victor. I'm just at a point of like, wait, I need to know what's happening with Victor. So I take my time. But back into football, back onto our regularly scheduled programming we're switching it up in order this week for the sake of segues. Talking about the big man of the week. And the thing is, here's the tough part. The big man of the week is on a team that is losing. Like, has lost. But I really don't think I can take it away from him because it's too many points. So, it's this week's big but not big enough man of the week is going to Jonathan Taylor. 32 carries, 244 yards, 3 touchdowns again, which marks his 4th 3-touchdown game of the season. For 54
points, 54 or 56 points. Ridiculous amount of points.
Absolutely insane. Look,
244 yards is stupid.
Yes.
It's absurd.
Like those are video game stats. Those are like my player 99 overall, maxed out everything stats.
It's and threw 42 yards on receptions. Just on top of that. So it's like 286 scrimmage yards and 3 touchdowns. That's and ridiculous. Doing this, and this was the overseas game. This was Berlin. Like he just woke up.
Oh, it was. Yes.
Traveled, woke up, and chose violence.
He said these Germans need to know how awesome football is.
They're gonna know. So yeah. And so the amount of these high touchdown games he's been going into brings my trivia question of the day. Because I dug into okay, how many touchdowns are people scoring in games? At first I was looking at who's had the most 3 touchdown games in a season. It's a tough stat to track down. I just decided to go with since 2000. What player had the most touchdowns in one game?
Oh, that's not where I thought you were going with that.
Yeah.
How
many touchdowns did they get?
I actually think I know this one, so I'm gonna let Victor try to rip it because I'm pretty.
I don't think I know.
This was a pretty memorable thing, so I'm pretty sure I remember this. Vic, you want to just take a guess?
Yeah, I'll give you a hint. This is a man that is fantasy football stardom that has reached just about the end of his career.
Oh, this is definitely who I think it is then.
Yeah, I don't think I have a clue.
Tyler.
All right. I'm gonna try to rip player, year, and touchdowns. So player is absolutely Alvin Kamara.
Yes.
Touchdown total is, oh man, it's gotta be more than 4. It's gotta be 5 or 6. I'm gonna go with I feel like somebody else can. I'm gonna go with 6.
Yeah.
Dope.
6 touchdowns.
Wow. That's
6 rushing
insane.
touchdowns. Not even
They were
just.
they were all
They're
rushing.
all rushing touchdowns.
Okay, that I would
Like
not
he's
have
receiving
guessed.
back, but all rushing touchdowns.
And then year. Man, I'm
This
thinking.
year, this is a. I'm curious. I think you can get this
You think I can get the
specifically
year?
because we've. Yeah, because we've actually talked about it on the pod.
This year?
This year during Hail Mary Happy Hour, we have discussed this year in my trivias. That's your clue.
I have now I have less of an idea. That drove me farther away from the answer. I originally was gonna go with like 2018. That feels like it could be a little too far back. Maybe like 2021. I don't know. Somewhere in that range, probably.
It was in 2020.
2020.
When purely we discussed the oldest quarterback matchup, which was Tom Brady and Drew Brees in 2020.
I see.
But yeah, Alvin Kamara, 6 fucking touchdowns.
It's a
Like
lot.
I have the game up, and it's just Alvin Kamara, 40-yard run, Alvin Kamara, 1-yard run, Alvin Kamara, 5-yard run, Alvin Kamara, 6-yard run, Alvin Kamara, 7-yard run, Taysom Hill, 1-yard run. Shout out to our lad. Alvin Kamara, 3-yard run. My God. What a time to be alive. He did that on 22 carries.
Indeed, man.
But for every big man, jumping back to Jonathan Taylor,
Yeah.
the big but not big enough man, we have our bed shitter. And this week's little clue in the title, we have our fucking shit fuck. You made me take 2 fucking shotguns bed shitter of the week. It's going to Bo Nix, the guy whose jersey I've been searching for. I mean, Tyler, you can speak on this as well as anyone. Because you're kind of losing because of this guy.
Yeah, I would certainly be, even if he had had just like a pretty standard like game, I would be in a much better position to win this matchup right now. This is kind of his first really bad game since the first week where he had 11 points. Ever since then, he's kind of been balling and really consistent. So you know what? I mean, even the best players have down weeks. He's been a really consistent QB1 for me for the majority of the season. So you know what? We're just going to have to bounce back from this one together. And I will be keeping him again next year. So
We love it.
Definitely hoping Aaron Rodgers puts up some points for you, though.
Yeah.
Me too, buddy. Me too. We can root against Andy together.
Yeah.
Or, wait, Tyler, are you facing Andrew?
Yeah.
Oh, you are. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why winning this game would be pretty huge for me and Victor,
That would
actually.
be pretty massive. Yeah. Jointly rooting for him. Meanwhile, Victor, you've got Herbert and Warren playing right now.
I do.
Give him little. Hopefully they can.
I'm hoping they put in some points,
I'm
but
sorry, was there a safety in this game?
I also do have Saquon Barkley
Yeah.
on Monday as well, so.
Yeah. Dude. Okay, I stand by this decision. I took Jamison Williams out of my lineup for Quentin Johnston 1 minute before their kickoff. Jamison Williams turned out to be like the second highest scoring wide receiver this week. I won, so it's fine. And I took him out because I was like, oh, I'm projected to win. Jamison Williams, he's boom bust. Quentin Johnston, he'll be a consistent. He's my guy. I stand by this. But it did kind of hurt that Jamison Williams had his best game a minute after I took him out.
Yeah, he's been extremely unreliable, though. But that's 2 weeks in a row now that he's kind of been putting up points. So
He's had some stuff, yeah. By the way, I also wanted to mention to Victor, you not playing DJ Moore.
Genius.
after he had a great game. What a play. What a goose egg. Similarly,
What a goose egg.
not playing Garrett Wilson.
That guy scares the absolute
game.
shit out of me. And the reason is because I'm constantly getting notifications of healthy, questionable, and then like right fucking now, midway through the game, out. Just flat out. And like I'm at the point now I'm just like anybody that's like questionable is like so hit or miss right now. And same thing with Moore, as I saw the questionable and I'm like, I don't even know. Like I have enough players right now where I can put people in that aren't questionable where I don't have to worry about it. So that was just my decision on that one. Kind of made the right move there, though, because Jesus.
You made all the right moves. You played
Stafford,
Wally,
though.
played Zay Flowers. Dude.
Stafford dropping almost 41 points. That one kind of hurt, but like that's also he's a hit or miss. He's a hit or miss quarterback. Sometimes you put him in, he gets 17 points, or next time he drops 40. Yeah. So
it's either Kyron Williams is scoring a bunch of touchdowns, Stafford is scoring a bunch of touchdowns. I think this year Stafford has been kind of on a tear.
Stafford has been doing really good this year.
Like,
dude, he's got
what
like
a quarterback room in
2
general.
interceptions.
Yeah.
I was watching that game too versus San Fran, and he was making some very good throws.
Yep. Last week I was told on the pick'em, which I guess I'll save this for the pick'em because we got to get to our main segment. I'll save it. Back to the Broncos because I've ruined our segue now.
There was another segue we could have done there, but you missed it.
I don't care.
I should have segued it.
You should have segued. Tyler, I shotgun 2 beers. We're getting to that silly mode you were hoping for. Nice. So you asked for this. Main segment. We're talking Fraud Watch.
Oh, you didn't even try. You didn't even try the segment. He looped it back to the Broncos and then didn't even do the segue.
Okay.
But man, like the Broncos.
Like the Broncos, who might be frauds. Fraud Watch.
It's like Baywatch.
Take it away. Take it away.
All right, Josh and I have each picked a couple of teams, both NFL and fantasy, our league. We're going to be talking about who we think are some of the fraudulent franchises in these 2 leagues right now. And then we're going to kind of put it to a vote of the room, see if we can convince the other 2 people that our teams are indeed fraudulent. So, Josh, do you want to go first or second?
I'll go second.
Cool. I'll go first.
Right.
And you know what? I'm going to dive right into the team of our lovely guest. We're talking the Notorious Scoundrels. Now, honestly, I almost had a minute where I was like, no, this team isn't fraudulent. But then I looked a little bit deeper. I don't know that this team is built for long-term success. And the biggest reason I would point to is something that we just brought up, the quarterback room. The quarterback room is carrying this team. This team has 0 top 10 players outside of the quarterback room. So wide receiver, running back, tight end, no top 10 talent. All 3 of their quarterbacks, however, are in the top 10. But you can only start 2 of those quarterbacks every week. And specifically looking at the bench, Garrett Wilson continuing to deal with injury issues. Ramondre Stevenson probably now losing a good portion of his touches to Travion Henderson, even once he's healthy. Chuba Hubbard has officially lost the RB1 spot to Rico Dowdle. Rico is in total control there. So with a lack of depth on this bench, I'm worried about how far this team can push to the playoffs. And in a very competitive division, it's going to take probably 10 wins to make the playoffs at minimum. So what do we think?
Yeah, Vic, what do you think?
Defend your team or not?
So, honestly, I would defend, but I really can't. So I thought I started off the year pretty strong, but like now, like injuries are starting to take control. Obviously, I have 2 people on the bench right now out. Josh Reynolds, IR. DJ Moore, questionable. Still have Chuba Hubbard on the bench, but has not been really putting up points. And then obviously Matt Stafford. Can't really go wrong there. So, I mean, it's hard to disagree. I kind of struggled this year in the draft, and it shows. So
you still, but the thing is, you can't say you struggled this year in the draft when you're number 1 in the league right now.
Yes,
for me, I went off of what happened last year, and I had like a very heavy like running back team last year, and like it just felt good, and I was like, I'm gonna try and do that again. Massive mistake. Because things change year to year. Like I don't know, some teams that were running at a shitload just got different players. Now they're just throwing a bunch, so it's hard to defend. Part of it I agree with, but
I will point out to further support
quarterbacks win games, so.
To further support my argument, the Notorious Scoundrels, despite having the league best record, are actually 6 in points for.
Ooh.
So, but we'll see. We'll see what's in store for this team in the long run. Josh, why don't you take us on to our next team?
All right. I am actually going to be looking at a team that I think I have been a fan of, not just this year, but past years. I think I'm kind of someone that's in this team's corner in the past, especially, in our power rankings. And now they've gone through their rebrand, and I love seeing them succeed. It's the Wu County Polar Bears, the people that are facing Victor right now. And again, I've been really rooting for these guys. Slosh just this past year put on a lovely performance for us, built us a podium, and bought a tearaway shirt just for his performance for us. But looking at his team this week, this man is starting Devin Singletary, backup running, let's say 1B running back of the New York Giants, Kamani Vidal, maybe 1A of the Chargers, but still 2 running backs that are only getting any play time due to injury of the starters. As well as Juwan Jennings, who had a good day, but he's also doing so because of starters' injuries. This is a team that, got lucky in the Jackson Smith and Jigba pick. There's not a single person that saw that one coming. The Drake London pick, it got some hype. A.J. Brown is going to be flaky. They get lucky in the Daniel Jones pick. They grab Aaron Jones and Jordan Mason, who are somehow both underperforming. Aaron Jones had a good game today, but that has not been, a consistent thing. And then you have a Titan, a Jaguar that once again, they traded for Jacoby Myers. He's only getting play time because of injuries. And Trevor Lawrence is not that guy. And Christian Watson, who only would get play time due to injuries. This entire bench is a collection of people that will only matter with injuries. And let me tell you what injuries do matter. Bucky Irving and Omarion Hampton, the guys who are on his bench. And, I mean, their injuries at this point have gone on so long that, they're the most mysterious injuries of the year, I think. Especially Bucky Irving's. Because he was one day healthy and then he might play, and then he's out for weeks. Yeah, I mean, this team it feels held together by string right now. Josh Allen's not playing great as of today. Still got some points. And Daniel Jones pumpkin last week for the first time, showing his cracks. Yeah. I think this team is a little bit pushed to the edge.
I agree. I think, this team's got a lot of players who are performing fairly well right now, but I don't know how much I trust these players going down the stretch. I also think that a couple of the players that were holding this team up are slowly starting to drop off. So, yeah, I agree with you. Especially because this team is currently in the lead of their division. No,
Yeah, they are currently in the lead, but points for, they are third in the division, I believe fifth overall. They are just, or maybe seventh. Yeah, they're behind Notorious Scoundrels in points for.
Josh, where do you rank in points for?
That doesn't matter. What? What is it? What is this? What is this interrogation?
I was just curious if there was anyone in the league who was still under 1,200 points for on the season.
Why would
And
that
it
matter?
looks like
Why
there's
would that
only
matter?
one person, but I can't
Well-
quite make out the team name from here, so I can't read it.
This is some unprofessional journalism, might I say. I don't
Sorry.
see how this is relevant to our story.
You were talking about points for. I asked
You
a
were
simple
first.
question.
Hey, I might make the playoffs. It's not over.
Which is wild.
Everyone,
Anyway,
I'll sell my soul. Please.
We each talked about a fantasy team. Let's talk about an NFL team now. And
Well, hold on. I want to hear Victor's thoughts
okay.
on his current opponent, the Wu County Polar Bears.
Yeah, Vic, what do you
Victor,
think?
you had no defense for your team. Okay, do you have a defense for theirs?
Honestly, like looking at his team, like it's a pretty solid lineup. Like people are putting up points, and like that's kind of what you want. Like you're like single digits. There really isn't much happening on his end. Like he's got his bench and shit sorted out pretty well.
He makes a fair point.
The doll. I mean, I guess we'll see how that game goes today, or right now actually, because it's currently happening. So I don't know. It's up in the air. It will be a close game depending on how the game goes tomorrow with Philly. I think if Philly and Green Bay have a good game, then I could get some points in my end, but I guess we'll have to see. Right now, it's looking really good for him. Obviously, Josh Allen putting up 28 points.
Josh Allen putting 28, but Baker Mayfield putting up 33.
He's putting up 33, which is actually more than I thought Baker was going to put up today, seeing how the game with New England went today. So I guess a lot of things can change. There is a game tomorrow, and he has Brown as well, AJ Brown. So he can get some points out of that as well, which could solidify things for him if he puts some points up tonight.
No. Fair enough. I want to root for the guy. And to be honest, I don't want to root for Victor. Because I did that last year, and I'm tired of it. This is like, I've always rooted for the Browns, and I felt like I was rooting for the Browns last year, and then they became the Chiefs. And it's like, he became the thing you were meant to destroy. But
Josh is a bandwagon.
I'm an anti-bandwagon. And then you turned me into a bandwagon. All right, Tyler. Take us into the real world. Tell us about the NFL.
Let's talk about the Broncos.
Yeah,
Broncos have got
that's the segue.
The Broncos have got to be the most fraudulent team in the NFL. I'm going to start with my boy Bo Nix, because boy, do I love Bo Nix, but boy, does that man only know how to play football in the second half, and specifically in the fourth quarter. He has been so bad in the first half this year, and overall, the Broncos' offense hasn't been great. That 8-2 record is largely in part to the phenomenal play from their defense, but the Broncos are struggling, to say the least. And a lot of their wins this year, those 8 wins aren't exactly like impressive wins either. I think out of those 8 wins, I want to say it's 6 of them, 5 or 6 of them have come by a single score. And these are also against weaker opponents, beating the Raiders by 3 points, beating the Texans by 3, beating the Giants by 1, beating the Jets by 2. The only impressive victory they have this year, I would say, is a road win against the Eagles, who, while a good team, are definitely not the superpowered Eagles of past years. So, all in all, the Broncos are going to make the playoffs. There's no doubt there. I think there's zero chance that this team makes it to the Super Bowl, though.
Okay, hear me out. Sounds like what we were saying about the Chiefs last year, in a way. All these one-score games. I think that Sean Payton is a great coach. That's all I have. Aside
I don't
from
disagree
that,
with that. And they have a good defense.
they have a great defense.
But there's a lot of good defenses in the AFC. And
Yeah.
better paired with better offenses. Patriots have a pretty good defense. Bills
Seahawks.
have a decent defense. Seahawks are not an AFC team, but good try.
2 beers. 3 beers.
But yeah, the Broncos are kind of fraudulent, I think. I really do. Honestly, I don't even think they're the best team in that division. I don't know who is, but I don't think it's them.
It's the Chiefs. You don't know who it is.
It's probably
is it the Raiders or the Chargers? It's the Chiefs.
The Chargers technically have a better record than the Chiefs.
The Chargers O-line is in shambles. And that is
so bad.
going to be it was good, but it is in shambles. Yeah, I'm rooting for the Broncos so hard because I need that. The Chiefs are out of the playoffs right now, and that's awesome. Imagine a world where Victor doesn't make the playoffs. That's the world we're living in the real world right now.
Hey, the Victor slander is not necessary, Josh.
I'm gonna keep doing it. Will not stop. I have 1 hour with Victor. I'm gonna fit as much as I can in before I once again don't see
Put
him
everything on the table
until next year's draft. I'm not gonna see him next year's draft until I
You don't know that. You don't know that.
I would love if you showed up. That'd be awesome. But
when would the draft be?
August.
Late summer? Yeah.
Yeah. Same time as every year.
Be some months.
Yeah,
That
I'll probably spend like 3 to 4 weeks ahead of time trying to plan it to get everyone there, and then that'll fall apart at the last second. Anyway, I agree. I don't know. I think the Broncos this last week was bad for them. They're like barely winning against the Raiders, who have been a bad team. Was rough. But for some reason, they keep turning up the Jets once, like in that second half. I mean, they're finding the wins. Is it against great teams? No. Same thing could be said about the Patriots, except we're just playing well throughout. But I don't know. I do think they make the playoffs. But yeah, they're unlikely to be Super Bowl bound, I suppose.
All right. Well, Josh, who do you got for us?
Dude, all right. This is a team I have a specific issue with. Very simply, the Packers are in the power rankings I actually looked at. I think the Packers were actually ranked even higher than the Broncos. And the Packers, after the first week of the season, suddenly became like the dark horse Super Bowl favorites. They had traded for Micah Parsons, and they beat the Lions. Like, they handedly beat the Lions. And everyone jumped on with the Packers. And since then, the Packers have lost twice. The teams the Packers have lost to are the Panthers and the Browns. Breaking hearts across the country for those that are betting. They also tied the Cowboys. Still not a team we would consider super good. They beat the Cardinals by 4. They are just sloppy, honestly. And I think we've considered the Packers as a very well-coached team, but we're at the point where Jordan Love, dude, he's just throwing that ball anywhere. Like the passes I have seen this guy throw, he has on the season, let's see, 13 touchdowns for how many interceptions does he have? Only for 3 this year, which is actually kind of shocking. Because on career, he does have on career, Jordan Love is 73 touchdowns, 28 interceptions. It's no Jameis Winston 30 and 30. But he's not very careful with the ball. And still, as much as the Packers try to get someone to stand out in this receiving room, no one is.
Which there's so much talent there. It's crazy that no one is able to, not one of them has taken the leap into being like a true number 1 wide R.
No. And Tucker Kraft was starting to take that jump towards ACL.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is awful, very unfortunate. Luke Musgrave steps in and will do what he can. But I just don't think this team that can't beat the Browns and Panthers is going to have what it takes to get past. I mean, they don't stand a chance against the Seahawks. They beat the Lions, but it was early on. We watched that game and thought, oh, the Lions don't have it. And then the Lions had it, and we assumed, oh, so the Packers really have it. Maybe the Lions just took a second to get back up to speed because it just hasn't been that well-oiled machine that you see of the Lions, that you see of the Chiefs, that you see of honestly the Patriots as of late. And a lot of it is on just Jordan Love being a little bit sloppy with the football and their defense not doing quite what we thought they would be doing. That's my pitch.
I buy into it. I think the Packers are pretty good, but I definitely am kind of off the wagon of thinking that they're one of the top 5 Super Bowl contenders. So you've got me convinced, man.
Yeah. I'm over it. Vic, you agree?
Yeah. No, I agree.
Now, Tyler, I know you have one more. I have no idea where we are on time.
We can do one more. We can do one more real quick. Our podcast is just going longer anyway, so who cares?
That's fine. Tyler, what's the next one?
I got one last team. I prepared just in case, and we'll do it super quick. It's the Bears. The Bears are 6-3, and the reason I'm pointing them out to be frauds is that I don't think they're going to make the playoffs, despite the fact that they are currently 6-3. My argument for the Bears is very similar to my argument to the Broncos, where it comes from, yes, they have 6 wins, but let's take a look at some of these wins that the Bears are getting. Most recently, beating the Giants at home by 4 points. Beating the Bengals by 5 points in a game that they absolutely should have lost. Beating the Saints, again, while they were at home. They beat the Raiders by 1 point on the road. you notice a common theme here? These are all some of the
Yeah.
worst, not just like bad teams. These are all like a lot of bottom
Worst.
5 teams in the league. Meanwhile, they've lost to the Vikings, they lost to the Lions, and they lost to the Ravens. So any competent team they have played this year, they have lost to. Looking at their schedule for the rest of the year, it's not easy. It's actually kind of tough. There's no real give me games on here except for one matchup against the Browns. Besides that, they got the Vikings, Steelers,
Well, hey, the Packers
Eagles.
beg to differ.
They got the Packers twice. They got the 49ers and the Lions. So I'm out on the Bears. I don't think the Bears are making the playoffs.
Let me ask you something.
Shoot.
Roma Dunze. What are
Love
your
him.
thoughts on him? Love him? Do you think
Love
he's
him.
a good fantasy asset? Or do you think someone that's pushing for playoffs this year should trade him away?
Someone who's pushing for the playoffs
Yeah.
should trade him away.
Suppose you're in a dynasty league.
Okay. I like
And
where
you
we're
could
going with this.
trade. Yeah. And you could trade Roma Dunze away.
And what would I hypothetically be getting in return?
Say you could, say Roma Dunze a first for like CeeDee Lamb. Are you taking that, or do you think Roma Dunze is good enough that through the rest of this year he can do this? Like the Bears.
That's a great question.
Don't
Honestly, it almost has less to do with Roma Dunze and more to do with CeeDee Lamb. I like CeeDee Lamb, but George Pickens has eaten up a good chunk of that work. As much as I love CeeDee Lamb as a player, I don't think that CeeDee Lamb is worth Roma Dunze and a first, especially in a dynasty league where you could be keeping a Dunze for future years. So no, I'm not sold on that trade.
Cool. That's all. On the Bears, I really like the Bears. Mostly just because big Ben Johnson fan. And I think that the Bears are going to get so much better the longer he's there, because they're not, to be honest, Caleb Williams is just not Jared Goff. Jared Goff is a game manager, but a real good one. Caleb Williams has arm talent. I don't think he has that like managing ability
I agree with
to just run the offense that Ben Johnson wants to play. And I think over time he'll get there. So I think that this offense is only going to grow. But I do agree. I think I would not expect them to keep it up this year through the harder matchups. I think next year we can be looking at them as more of a contender. But I've seen so many mistakes on this offense that they just kind of managed to get through. Their run game has been impressive, though.
I'm going to throw a hypothetical trade out there, and before we really jump on it, I'm not 100% sure how I feel about it, to be fair, because I just thought of it, but Caleb Johnson for Trevor Lawrence.
In Dynasty.
No. In NFL.
Oh, in NFL.
I know it sounds wild.
Why? Why would they do that?
Caleb Williams for Trevor Lawrence.
Oh, Caleb Williams.
Yes.
You said Caleb Johnson.
Yes. No. I'm aware. Okay. I'm aware of what I accidentally said, and then that's why Ben Johnson, Caleb Williams. There was a lot of names in there.
This team with decent running backs wants to trade their quarterback to this team with decent quarterback. Yeah. All right. Caleb Williams for Trevor Lawrence. So the two generational prospects just swapping in Jared Goff, Matthew Stafford-esque What?
Like exactly what I'm thinking is
Exactly that.
Caleb Williams is less, like you said, less of a game manager, more of an explosive offensive talent, which I feel like pairs a lot better with the weapons that the
Liam Cohen.
Jaguars have. Meanwhile, I think Trevor Lawrence is built to be more of a system guy like he was when he played at Clemson. I think you surround him with a lot of talent. I think he really could flourish despite his more recent struggles.
I don't hate it. I'm not sure. Trevor
Like
Lawrence
like I said, I'm not
can be a
100%
little bit of
sure
a
either.
dummy. Yeah, but I not bad. Not too shabby.
And I feel like both of these teams are getting to a point with their quarterbacks where it's like, you're not like bad, but this just doesn't really feel like we're working this out.
Yeah. But then who gets Kyler Murray?
The basement gremlins.
Yeah.
The Browns, clearly.
No, they're drafting a quarterback first round next year. We have a bet on that, if you don't remember.
No, I know we do. They definitely don't, but whatever you say.
They do. All right.
Anyway, we're at the
The
1 hour
Bears.
mark. Here we go. It's really getting
All
started
right.
now.
Well, looks like that's a perfect time to get into. I've got a tequila seltzer now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Looks like it's perfect time to get into everyone's favorite segment because it makes them money.
Not this
Tyler.
week. But welcome back to the Degenerate Gambling Corner, where we win money, we lose money, and we do it together. And this week we unfortunately lost money. We had a really solid win streak going here, and boy, we were close to keeping it up. But 49ers, I thought I gave them enough room with the 12.5-point spread. They needed 16.5, just a few points off from covering on that. Josh, do you
Told
want
you
to
it was
say
an
your...
easy game.
Okay, I stand by what I said, which is I don't think it was a lock. I fully stand by that.
I don't. I think I nailed it.
Well, if
And,
I had to take
that
advice
being
from one of
said,
us,
I also
I would
said
not take
Jordan-
advice from the guy who's 4-4 in the pick'em. So
I don't care. Although I will say, I said Jordan Addison would get a touchdown. Super did not.
yeah,
So
those
that
only seem
also
to work when you don't say them, or like when
They
you say
only
them to
work when
me
I think
off of the podcast.
Yeah. They only work when it's Torrey Horton. That's the only time it's worked.
Is it actually?
Yeah, I've got
Maybe
it
you're
twice
just really
on
in
Torrey
tune
Horton.
with Torrey Horton.
I
But
really
anyway.
like Torrey Horton.
Getting
Alright,
distracted
Tyler,
and distractions
give us some money.
aside, this week we're doing it on Sunday night, so I really was like
Yeah,
not
you-
trying to just guess on these game lines for next week. I wasn't rocking with that. So instead, this week we're switching it up and we're going to look at some futures. I've got 6 futures here that I'd like to highlight, either just because I find them interesting or any other reason. And we're going to start it off with a couple of MVP candidates. Today, Mr. Drake May moved into the top spot for most likely MVP candidate at plus 275, and right behind him is Stafford at plus 300. Both of these quarterbacks are having phenomenal seasons. Drake May more so on an advanced statistical level, and also in the fact that he is a very large portion of his team and his offensive success. Stafford, on the other hand, is having one of the best seasons of his career. I think 21 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, averaging over 250 yards a game, and just running an absolute juggernaut of a Rams offense. If you guys had to pick one of these guys to bet on, basically the same odds, who are we taking?
I mean, it's probably May just because of the hype he's getting around. I feel like Stafford isn't talked about as much, even though he is absolutely slinging the ball. They also have a better run game than us, which kind of forces the ball on Drake May. So, yeah, I would stick with Drake May there.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking the same thing. I think I'm going to go with Drake May here. I mean, just like looking at him from last year compared to this year, just the raw difference that you see in like how he throws, how he's like reacting to plays. He's like you can just tell he's way more comfortable with what he's doing. With I don't know, I just think like that just brings him up for me compared to Stafford. Stafford, always been there. He's just doing his thing. But Drake May, like upcoming player, doing his new stuff. I really like it. I like how he's going right now.
I think Vic makes a good point there. I don't care what anybody says, but the NFL, while not scripted, the NFL absolutely cares about narrative. And right now, the narrative is to give Drake May, the new young Patriots quarterback, the MVP. So
Exactly.
I like what we're thinking here.
Hear me out. What's the Jonathan Taylor odds?
Plus 600, which I don't know how I know that off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure that's what I saw.
I think that's too low. I would want
Yeah,
like
I
plus
don't.
1,000.
It's just such a quarterback award. I betting on any non-quarterback for the MVP is really tough for me. But looking up next, we got a couple of division winners. First, we have the Steelers, who are plus 175 to win the AFC North. That is second to the Ravens, despite the fact that the Steelers are currently ahead of the Ravens for the division. And we also have the Chargers. Now, while I don't think that the Chargers are necessarily the most likely team to win this division, they are plus 410 to win that division right now, when it is a very doable feat for them. And of all the teams in their division, they actually have one of the easier remaining schedules. So, how do we feel about these two division winners right now? Plus 175 for the Steelers, plus 410 for the Chargers.
What are the standings right now? Because I feel like the Chiefs have a decent shot. AFC.
So I don't remember.
I don't know. Chiefs only behind a game from the Chargers. I feel like if anyone's going to make the push, it's probably going to end up being them. I know we've talked about the Broncos being their fraudulent selves. But I don't know about the Chargers, man. The Steelers I can get behind. Because it's a rough division. And all they have to do is hold on from the Ravens. And they've been playing well. So I think I'm more Steelers, in favor of Steelers than Chargers. I'd like to introduce my own, which is the Detroit Lions, who are plus money to win the division behind currently the Packers. Now, the Lions lost to the Packers, so they have the tiebreaker currently, but I honestly think if they met up again, or when they meet up again, it will go the opposite way directly. Also, I got to run to the bathroom because I shotgunned 2 beers. So, you're going to have to take it away for a second.
All right. Well, not to say I disagree with Josh, but looking at the remaining strength of schedule for these teams, the Broncos play the Chiefs twice, and the Packers, and the Chargers. Pretty tough. Chargers, on the other hand, have quite a few easy games. Jaguars, Raiders, Texans, and then they kind of control their own fate if they can get wins over the Chiefs and Broncos. At plus 400, I personally really like the Chargers, mostly just because of the odds. Like I said, if it was just all even money, are they the team I would pick to win the division? No, I would probably stick with the Broncos. But plus 410, I feel okay about that.
Yeah, I mean, bringing up the points that you just said, too, I definitely agree. I think the Chargers right now, looking into their future, like, they have a really good thing going for them, and I think if they keep it up, keep doing what they're doing, like, it could be very good for them. And like you said, Broncos have a really tough schedule ahead of them, so unless they're, like, playing on their A game for every single game and don't have people getting injured and stuff like that, it is looking really good for the Chargers.
I agree. Welcome back, Josh.
Yeah, and I still disagree.
You weren't even here for my counter argument.
I could hear it.
Oh, that's right. I forgot you have your headphones.
You're on the Bluetooth. No, I can hear you the whole time. You just can't hear me. The Jaguars and the Texans are teams that are garbage in a lot of ways. That being said, the Jaguars beat the Chiefs. And the Texans do have a great defense. And arguably with Davis Mills, the offense has been running better for some reason. Because isn't that how it always seems to always go this year? Every time there's a quarterback change, it's like, oh, this quarterback's actually like the best now. And it's just because he's passing it to their best player. But I don't know. I know it's plus 400. I just don't trust it enough to put money on it.
Fair enough. Fair enough. And last, we got our 2 Super Bowl winner teams. We got the Patriots, who are plus 1,700 because just fuck yeah, go Patriots. Plus 1,700. Put my life savings on that right now. Let's go. And then we have the Rams, who are plus 600. The reason I bring these two up is I think there's a decent chance that we could get a Patriots-Rams rematch Super Bowl this year. I think this is a completely like a wide open year in terms of the playoffs. I think veteran quarterbacks are going to make a big difference. I really like Stafford. I really like Sean McVay. I think when it comes to playoff time, I have a lot of faith in that duo. And I have a lot of faith in the duo that could potentially win MVP and Coach of the Year in Mike Vrabel and Drake May. So I kind of like both these teams right now, especially for the odds they're getting. And yeah, crazy. The Chiefs are still, I think, the most likely team to win the Super Bowl. Somehow.
Yeah, they are. I'm looking at it right now. I love the Patriots. For the record, the Patriots are fully, in my opinion, the Commanders of last year. Like, to a T almost. Everything is meshing. We have admittedly an easy schedule, but also are showing up to beat some of the harder teams. If the Patriots can make it to the Super Bowl, that would be insane. But also at this point, I'm kind of beating the Buccaneers is enough to say, oh, they can beat, like, they at least have a fighting chance against any team in the NFL right now. It's not, yeah. So
I think the Bucks, like, just the game today, like you said, the Bucks, like, pretty good team. They're like rounded out all around the board. And with the Patriots put up a game today versus the Bucks, did very well against them. It definitely like shows that like they do still have some fighting power with them. So as long as they keep their cool, they keep doing what they're doing and make it through the playoffs, like we could potentially see the Patriots back in the Super Bowl, which would be awesome for us. We kind of need it.
Yeah. Well, let's not go saying we need it to the point.
We need it.
We need it, guys. I have withdrawals.
Yeah, they got to ease us off this, you know? They can't just expect us to go cold turkey.
Yeah, they just dropped us off a cliff.
The Jets, Bills, and Dolphins looking at it. When's the last time that the Jets, Bills, or Dolphins were in a Super Bowl?
A long time.
Because, yeah, it's so hilarious that it took so little time to end up with a great coach. Or, in theory, great coach and great quarterback so soon after. Because before... Yeah, okay. The last time an AFC East non-Patriot team was in the Super Bowl was lost divisional, the Bills in '93 when they lost to the Cowboys,
losing their 4th straight Super Bowl.
Yes. So Yeah, saying we need it
We need it.
is exactly right, and wildly
Thank you.
disrespectful as we deserve to be.
Before we wrap up this segment, I just wanted to throw one other line out there, which is that the difference between Jonathan Taylor and Jackson Smith to win Offensive Player of the Year is minus 350 for Jonathan Taylor and plus 350 for Jackson Smith. Now, it kind of makes sense, but also Jackson Smith is still on pace to break the single season receiving yards record. And the fact that he is so far behind is crazy, I think. Just really highlights what an insane season Jonathan Taylor's having.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. I think that Jonathan Taylor, I still think the Colts, I don't bring him up in our fraudulent segment because who I don't have specific fingers to point, but I feel like the Colts could come crumbling down at any point. I mean, it's Daniel Jones.
I don't think they will, is the thing. I think that
I don't
if
think
they didn't have such an elite running back, I think I have so much faith in Jonathan Taylor that even if Daniel Jones does start to slip and not play as good, he is just such an elite offensive engine to run your entire organization around. And they have a great defense. So I don't think the Colts are frauds. I think they're actually pretty good. As much as I hate to say that.
I think they may still be beating like on the 2007 Patriots on the per drive scoring, which is insane that the Colts are doing that. But
it is pretty wild.
All right. Well, I guess that does it for Tyler's Degenerate Gambling Corner.
Thanks for joining us.
Moving on to the pick'em for this week, which I am curious if Victor knows what the pick'em is.
Oh yeah, we didn't.
I do not.
Did we?
Yeah, I don't care. He deserves to not know.
Okay.
All right, Vic. We have a pick'em going, choosing a team each week to win. You can't choose a team that you've chosen in the past. Me versus Tyler versus the guests. 3 different teams. Tyler is currently winning at 8-0. The guests are currently in second with 7-1. And I am currently bringing up the rear, so to speak, at a respectable
you're 4. No, you're 4-4.
I'm 4-4.
I
You're already
changed it
shit.
for you. Yeah.
That sucks.
Sorry.
At 4-4. Now the guest always gets the first pick, followed by whoever is losing between me and Tyler.
Can we talk about this? Because first of all, I'm not gonna lie. I am 8-0. But the fact that the guests have given me 0 breathing room, like I can't get one wrong or I can lose my lead. It's crazy to me that the guests have kept pace at 7-1.
Yeah. Oh. I'm not having fun.
Damn. Yeah, you seemed really upset there. But anyway, Vic, the teams you cannot pick this week, or the guests can never pick, I should say, are the Bills, the Patriots, Cowboys, Broncos, the Steelers, the Bucks, the Cardinals, and the Lions. And I will be honest, when I looked at the slate for next week, there were not a lot of games that I wanted to choose. I don't want to jinx myself, but I feel like this very well could be the week that I slip out of my undefeated streak.
Oh, let me just look this up real quick.
Yes, take your time.
Oh, yeah, you are right.
Yeah, I mean, we're getting to the end. I mean, after this, there's only 4 more weeks of our regular season, right?
Yeah, so I would need to
5?
Really win out to try to make. Thankfully, we've never chosen a losing or winning prize.
Next week is the week of November 16th, right? So, okay, I'm in the right one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were not kidding. This is tough. I might have to have you name off the teams again that I can't pick.
Yeah, no, that's.
I mean,
so
if
fair.
you want to
Actually,
if you want to just start naming teams you're thinking about picking, and I'll let you know who you can't take. We
also,
can
Yeah.
narrow it down
just
that way.
in the general chat, I'm posting a picture of the teams you can't pick. If you want in Discord,
Oh.
if you want to look at that.
Yes, that does help.
Yeah.
Fuck, that hurts. Okay.
Saw a team you liked.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean,
What's
Josh,
really funny.
there's room for you to make a comeback at the end of this year. You still have some good teams that you can pick because you started early
Yeah.
on by picking some weird ones.
Yeah. Yeah.
The thing that I started to do too is I started to really look at like for certain teams like what's their remaining schedule like. Is this the best week I have to try to pick them? You know, because at some point
Yeah.
you just want to pick the best teams available and you know, for example, a couple of the teams I was looking at this week, I didn't love the matchups, but there's not a lot of games that I would pick them in for the rest of the year. So this might just be my best
Yeah.
shot at them.
What's crazy is
So we're picking
all of
winners,
my-
right?
Yes.
Yeah. Pick
Okay.
who's gonna win. My wins are off of the backs of good teams anyway. Like it's Colts, Patriots, Bills, Rams is what I won. Packers, I still lost. And then all my bad teams that I thought I would like be smart about, Falcons, 49ers, Cardinals, which Niners aren't even like a bad team. They all lost. So I tried to be smart and I don't think I made any ground in doing that. I think I just lost every risk I took, I lost.
Might be a bit of a risk, but I think I'm gonna go with the Baltimore Ravens.
I
Dude,
think
yeah, I think that's a good
I think
pick.
with what was
I think
available this week, I think that was a pretty good selection.
I
let
think
me
that
tell
was a
you.
really good pick.
So all the teams that they already picked, I was like, well, shit, this ain't looking good.
Yeah,
Dude, I think this was absolutely the pick.
Next week is
the
a tough
Ravens are
week.
good now. Yeah.
yeah, and it only
We'll
gets
say I
harder
lost.
as it goes on because at this point, the teams you can pick are getting pretty slim, you know. So
And with that,
yeah, but no, I think Ravens on the road is a pretty solid pick.
Yeah, Ravens, I mean, it's the Browns. They should take them.
I lost today, pick a losers team, and I chose actually Miami to lose today. And that ended up not happening. Even though the
that's
Bills were
crazy.
favored by a long shot. So
Yeah.
I was a pretty safe pick, and it was not the case. So anything could really happen at this point.
Okay. I'm between two. I'm going to either be choosing the Cowboys or the Texans. But man,
that is also tough.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Texans because the Titans do suck that much. The Titans are so bad. They're so bad. Who's facing the Jets? Oh, the Jets somehow won. The Jets beating the Browns.
Jets are facing the Patriots next week.
Oh, well, they're done. All right. That's going to be a lovely game. Traded away all of their... Have we had an episode since the trade deadline? No, we haven't.
We didn't talk about anything about this crazy trade deadline at all.
That's crazy. All right. The Jets have 5 first-round picks in the next 2 years, which they've had before, actually. And that doesn't help. And the crazy thing is if you look back at those picks, that's like Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, they weren't bad picks. They
weren't bad picks. Sauce Gardner is Zach Wilson, which didn't work out, but they were good picks, and they're still so bad. So I feel bad for the upcoming draft classes, is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, that Rashid Shaheed to the Seahawks feels like a good fit. You know, bummer for my Torrey Horton, but I feel like he'll still prove himself. And then we even mentioned Jacoby Myers on the
Jags now.
On the Jags, and a player for Wu County Polar Bears. So, yeah, it was an interesting trade deadline. I really wanted Breece Hall to get traded. I really wanted Tony Pollard to the Patriots, I saw a rumor of. I think that would have been fun. Not necessarily needed. I wanted it more for fantasy than anything. But yeah, there were some interesting moves made. Sauce Gardner was like, I can't believe Sauce Gardner got more or almost as much as Micah Parsons, and I don't think that makes sense to me. Like two firsts in a player.
If you think he's gonna re-sign and stay with the team, I think it's worth it. I think he's one of the best defensive backs in the league. He's young. He's got a long career ahead of him. And especially if you're the Colts, like your window is kind of as long as Jonathan Taylor is around, which Jonathan Taylor's at his peak right now, but he can't be here for more than another 1 or 2 seasons after this. You just physically can't as a running back. So, it is the time for the Colts to fully go all in for a championship. So, and especially, I don't even know if they're going to be able to replicate the success they had this year in the next 2 years. So, I like the decision that they just said, fuck it, we're putting all our chips in on this hand right now.
Yeah. All right. Well, Tyler.
Oh yeah, I didn't make a pick, did I?
Actually, you haven't actually made your pick.
He has not.
I see it in the sheet, but you still need to make it.
Yeah, well, as you know, I put my picks in ahead of time. Going off that though, Josh, I think you made a pretty good pick. Your pick of the Texans was like my emergency third pick. If you guys took my other two, Vic, you actually took what was probably my initial pick of the Ravens. So I'm gonna fall back on my next pick, which is to go with the Packers on the road, I believe, playing the Giants. Giants still got a little bit of that swagger, but now it's a little bit more for show and a little bit less for actually being good at football. I think losing Cam Scatterbo, not to say killed the season. I think there's a lot of hope in New York for the future, but I think right now there's just a mindset of we just got to finish up this year and we're so in on next year. So does it make me nervous picking the Packers? Yeah, it does, because the Packers have dropped a couple of games already this year that they should have won. So I'm nervous this week, probably more so than I have been in this pick'em all season, but we're going to see. I'm, only if I don't know how many more pick'ems we're going to do. I don't know if we're going to stop after the regular season.
Probably.
But if that's the case, that means after this, there's only 4 more. I'd love to finish, knock on wood, undefeated. So I'm starting to sweat a little bit, though. Pressure's really on.
Only 4 more. Oh, do you mean regular fantasy season or regular?
Yeah. Regular season fantasy. Because I didn't know if I assumed that might be when the pick'em stops.
No. We'll keep going. We'll go the pick'em until the end of the fantasy season, or until through the playoffs of that.
I forget how long we do the podcast for, but yeah, whenever that. We definitely do.
Yeah, we do the podcast in the playoffs.
This is the second year. I don't remember last year, right?
Yeah. Well,
I'm pretty sure this is going to be one of our longest episodes ever. So thank you guys for watching. Good. If you're still listening.
Hey, if you're still here, comment down below that you're still here.
Victor, thanks for hanging out for an hour and a half with us, dude.
Of course, dude. Of course.
Yeah. Hey, I do want to say on the Giants, I also think Jackson Dart went out with a concussion this game. So there's a chance that the Giants lost another one of their, lights. In fact, the last one at this point. Scatterbo, Neighbors, and Dart are pretty much what that team has. But Darius Slayton had an insane grab today, which was at least a little shot of fun into the team. But yeah, thanks for hanging, Victor.
Of course.
Tyler, as always, is a pleasure. And to all of you out there, we have no shotgun zone, Victor said his lineup. everything is actually going pretty hunky dory out here. So you enjoy some football. And we'll see you next week. Bye, everybody.